In the shadow of a new high-rise and mounting expectations for recovery, many people in Boston are struggling to prevent eviction. That was the message yesterday from renters and housing activists at a rally outside Boston Housing Court. With a federal eviction moratorium soon expiring, the rally called for more tenant protections and emergency relief.
For someone who doesn't speak English, applying for rental assistance is not that easy, even if the program is available. Throughout the pandemic, it's been very tough for lots of immigrant families, especially those who live in low-income communities. People lose jobs, they don't know if there's a job to go back to. Unemployment is ending, so there's a lot of uncertainty.
It's a huge crime that a lot of people are ending on the street. They're facing eviction. We need to pass these legislations now. There's so many people suffering during this, even after this pandemic. A lot of people are being displaced, are moving. Families are suffering. Kids are suffering. They're abandoning their neighborhoods.
Even though the health crisis and scare of COVID has slowed down, there's a huge economic crisis that we need to be paying attention to. And families continue to struggle. There is still a high number of residents on unemployment. Families are still lacking their ability to go back to work and or to work full time. We need to ensure that both renters and mortgage holders have support with their homes so that they're not just being pushed out and displaced out of their homes due to a pandemic and a crisis that honestly no one planned.
It's critically important that residents across the city know that when their landlord tells them to leave, when these corporations tell them they've got to go because they just bought up the building or whatever the reason, that they have rights, and that those rights mean that they don't have to leave right away. That it's not when the landlord says. Sometimes we have landlords that say you got to leave by tomorrow, you got to leave by next week, I'm giving you, 3 weeks, and that's not how the rules work. And tenants should know their rights on that. That's why they should be following and being a part of community organizations like the ones we have here today, to make sure that they know their rights and know how to exercise them, and that their landlords or their landlord's attorneys aren't abusing their rights.